What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Excuse me. Now, before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we're now on the road to 500 subs. Who knows? Maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the summer. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But it wouldn't be the first time that I would pull a collector's rare, because I also pulled this. Freshly pulled out of my Genesis Impact box opening that I did last year is a collector's rare B-Cup from the Underworld. This thing looks absolutely beautiful, you guys. Excuse me. The centering on the back, as you guys can probably tell, is a bit off from top to bottom, but honestly, it really doesn't make much of a damn, because I am going to be getting this card graded, but I never came up with a good opportunity to do so. But with that being said, if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want to see some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys are new to the channel, and not only that, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. My ads will be in the description below. Excuse me. As will the info to my fan mail. If you guys want to send me fan mail, all the info will be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this. Which basically ties with today's video, which is this. Who else, besides Paul Heyman and Bull Nakano, who else would you guys like to see get their flowers in the Hall of Fame this year? Let me know down in the comments below. I have a feeling that the answer might just be the most obvious. But with that being said, yes, today's video, apparently Paul Heyman declined a spot in the Hall of Fame in previous years. But the question is, why? Why did he? Well, we are about to find out right now, because obviously we know that this past Monday on Raw, WWE announced that Paul Heyman would be the very first inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2024. And what's interesting about this is that this is a historic Hall of Fame class, because for the first time ever, Vince McMahon is not part of it. Triple H has the honor of selecting who deserves the spot in the Hall of Fame, and ironically enough, Triple H picked Paul Heyman to be the first inductee, which obviously, supposedly is supposed to be the headliner, if you will, for the Hall of Fame class, and it's obviously going to be taking place in Philadelphia, the iconic home of ECW, the night before WrestleMania, immediately following SmackDown on April 5th at the Wells Fargo Center. And what's interesting about this is that Dave Meltzer on his Wrestling Observer Radio, he said that he actually noted that Paul Heyman actually turned down the induction in the past. And this is exactly what he said. He said, quote, "So this is a trivia note, but this will be the first Hall of Fame class that was chosen by Paul Levesque, Triple H, obviously, and not chosen by Vince McMahon. So Paul Heyman is the first Paul Levesque Hall of Famer." That's an interesting part of it. He's been offered the Hall of Fame before and turned it down with the idea that, he's still active. He didn't think he should be in the Hall of Fame until his career is over. But I think the idea of maybe being the first Paul Levesque inductee, and it's in Philadelphia where ECW was from, and one of his career claims to fame as ECW, maybe the biggest in some ways. So there's that. Maybe they just needed a main eventer, and he's the guy. And they, whatever. There's a lot of different reasons, but I mean, it's like he has been offered this before, and I mean, as far as I can see, deserving, of course. He is. I mean, there is a lot of people in the WWE Hall of Fame that you can say is questionable, and he ain't one of them. So what I find interesting is why did he choose to decline a spot in the WWE Hall of Fame? Ironically enough, it's actually because of that, because of the fact that he was still active in WWE. He was still, doing his own thing in WWE. Obviously, being the executive director for Monday Night Raw back in right around 2019-ish. Excuse me. And then obviously, continue to be Brock Lesnar's advocate, and then transitioned over to being, Roman Reigns' special counsel, and now the wise man to the bloodline, which, don't get it twisted, okay? I'm being 100% real, okay? Paul Heyman being a part of the bloodline, it's a bit of a drag, Obviously, this, the whole bloodline story has gone on for way too long, and it needs to come to an end at some point. It could potentially end at WrestleMania. It is very likely. But Paul Heyman getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, I don't really know if I should be happy that he's getting inducted or if I should be conflicted, because when you really think about it, in WWE, Paul Heyman, everyone knows that Paul Heyman has done some of the most dastardly things imaginable. Think about this. Survivor Series 2002. Brock Lesnar defended the WWE title against the Big Show inside Madison Square Garden, and Paul Heyman screwed Brock out of the WWE title. He cost He cost Rob Van Dam the ECW title against the Big Show. He cost CM Punk a potential third Money in the Bank briefcase. Not only that, but he's also aligned himself with guys like Ryback, Curtis Axel, and also as well, ironically enough, Cesaro, or now going by his true name in outside of WWE, Claudio Castagnoli, I think is his name. I'm probably butchering his last name, but yeah, yeah. And to top it all off, as I mentioned before, he's aligned himself with Roman Reigns. And why is that? It's simple. It's because Paul Heyman knows the entire Anoa'i family and has worked with them for decades, going all the way back to the days of the Wild Samoans, with Roman's father and his uncle Afa and Sika. So I don't. So to be fair, to to be fair, yes, Paul Heyman did create ECW, but the problem with ECW was that it was inside inside high school gyms and bingo halls and in other like small areas where I think like some of their bigger shows that they did, 9 times out of 10 were usually either inside the Hammerstein Ballroom or inside Madison Square Garden. That was it. But once ECW, fell under the rule of WWE and Vince McMahon in 2006, they were allowed to do shows inside Madison Square Garden, inside the Staples Center at that time, and even also inside inside the Amway Center and all these other like major arenas. So in a way, Paul Heyman, in my opinion, special counsel, wise man bullshit aside, he's earned it. No doubt about it. And not only that, think about this. Paul Heyman has also managed, aside from CM Punk, aside from Roman Reigns and the rest of the bloodline, aside from Brock Lesnar, aside from Curtis Axel, from Cesaro, aside from them, he's also managed, think about this, he's also managed The Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin and Brian Pillman as well from their days in WCW. Think about that. Not only that, he was also a commentator during the later stages of the Attitude Era, back when excuse me, back when Stone Cold Steve Austin shook hands with Vince McMahon, aka the Devil, as Jim Ross called him back in the day. So he's done a lot of things for the business. So I can see why he waited till now for the Hall of Fame induction, because I believe this is actually the first time since WrestleMania 15, if I remember correctly, that WrestleMania has emanated from Philly. In fact, I think last time was actually WrestleMania 15, which, if I remember correctly, was inside the first Union Center. Yeah, it was inside the first Union Center, which I believe now they're calling it the Wells Fargo Center. If I remember correctly, so WrestleMania 15, 25, 35, in literally 30 years. Yeah, first time in 30 years. Yeah, 30 years, I believe. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. 99, 2009, 2019, 2020, 21, 2, 3, 24. Yeah, first time in 25 years that WrestleMania is emanating from from Philly. In fact, I think every other year, in fact, every other year after Mania 15, it was going in order. It was the Honda Center in Anaheim, the Astrodome in Houston, Skydome in Toronto, Safeco Field in Seattle, Madison Square Garden in New York City, the now Crypto.com Arena here in LA, the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Ford Field in Detroit, the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, the Reliance Stadium in Houston, the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Sun Life Stadium in Miami, MetLife Stadium in the New York, New Jersey area, the Superdome in New Orleans, Levi's Stadium up north from where I live in Santa Clara, AT&T Stadium in Dallas, the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, the Superdome in New Orleans, MetLife Stadium, then the Performance Center because of COVID, Raymond James Stadium, AT&T Stadium, and then last year being inside SoFi Stadium, and now this year the Lincoln Financial Field. Which, again, think about that, you guys. 25 years. So I guess it's a good thing. I guess it's a good thing that that Paul Heyman waited till now, because he's earned it. Aside from all the bad things that he's done with the bloodline in the last almost 4 years, Paul Heyman deserves it, no doubt about it. So it'll be interesting to see if he's going to be the headliner, or if it's going to be someone else that's going to be the headliner. Because if it's someone else that's going to be the headliner, it has to be either China or Bray Wyatt. One of those two. If we can get at least one of those two to get inducted into this year's Hall of Fame class, I don't think any other member of the Hall of Fame class for this year will matter at this point. But we found out as well earlier this week that Bull Nakano, a former WWE Women's Champion, is actually going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year as well. So big shout outs to her. Well deserved. Arguably one of the most dangerous women in WWE of the new generation era, all the way back in the mid 90s. Hell of a badass. I'll hell of a badass. I'll say that. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.